I'm back. I'm back. I apologise for the interruption of the broadcast earlier. I was saying, what's it going to take for someone to listen? What's it going to take for someone to wake up? What's it going to take? Can somebody give me those answers? What's it going to take? I lost my confidence. I took a back seat, and I've taken a back seat too much, and I've lost my confidence. I lost my confidence. I was in a world of a little bit of confusion, probably because I went outside of my to try something different. And in trying something different, it knocked me for 6. And I lost my confidence. I lost my mojo a little bit. So you didn't really see me doing a lot of lives. The last live I pretty much done on my own was to spread good news that one of my members had been homed after a 2-year wait. And then I disappeared. I disappeared in a world of unfamiliar territory. And I call it research. When you go and find and experience things, it's more like research. So at the end of the day, you know, researching in a different avenue caused misery for me, caused upset, caused confusion, and one of which wasn't very pleasurable. It seems like the word mental health nobody really wants to get next to. The page within itself says suicide prevention, nobody wants to get next to. But we have a duty of care. And I don't understand what it's going to take for somebody to wake up and stop being so bloody selfish. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Stop being so selfish and thinking about yourselves when there's others out there. You can do so much, little and often, to help somebody out. 14 years old. Yeah, it's in the Mom Project. I posted it from the media. 14 years old. Young boy took his life because his mother took her life. And he couldn't cope. He couldn't repair because, you know, when someone takes their life, here comes the depression. Here comes the people that are leaving and left. The people that are left and lost their loved ones. The ones that took their life to suicide. Here comes the depression. How are you going to break the cycle? These people don't even know where to go, where to turn. There's not a lot of help out there, as we know, and the least somebody can do is spread awareness. There's plenty of information that somebody could have hanged on to know that somebody's listening. And you know what gets up my skin? Because I don't know if it's because of what, or because it's the page, or because somebody's ashamed. But there's no time to be ashamed anymore, is there? Ashamed? Be ashamed if you can't share awareness to prevent suicide. It is preventable. And 14 years old. That didn't need to happen, did it? Did it? It's so relatable. Caden, 14 years old, tragically takes his own life after mother's death. Here I am, spreading awareness. Who am I? Kerry Mussington. What do I do? Founder of Suicide Prevention. I'm trying to help the community. And in trying to help the community, you're going to need a team. A team of members that understand that how important it is to get the word out to prevent suicide. So somebody understands the triggers. Somebody understands the concept of there is another avenue rather than taking your own life. I'm disgusted with people think that they can fix themselves and it's okay. Remembering that fixing it always took one to know one. So you know what? It does take one to know one when you're going to help. So for me, family's heartbreak as Caden, 14 years old, tragically takes own life a year after his mother's death. The family of 14-year-old boy who tragically took his own life after struggling to deal with his mother's death has vowed to make it normal for boys to talk about mental health to prevent future tragedies. Now, that's okay to talk to the boys, talk to the girls, talk to anybody about losing life, but we're all got to be in this together. So it stems back from home. It stems back from the environment. It stems back from the schools. Talk to everybody about it. Don't single out anybody. Talk. Boys, girls, the human contact, the human communication stems from individuals' personalities. It is personalities that are tearing down the community. It is depression that is tearing down the community, and those that turn their nose up at it and think, oh, it will never happen to them. They only have to read something like that. I don't expect anybody thinks a 14-year-old boy will take their life to suicide. But it happens, because I was 13 years old when I took mine. Lucky for me, I'm still here. But those Caden and his mother are not. They're not. And I'm angry and I'm annoyed that the people do not share awareness. And I don't know if you know what, at the end of the day, whatever your pride is, whether you dislike me or not, I'm not here for you. You're not here for me. We're in this together. If you're watching, you take something from it. And all I ask for is share. So people like Caden with life can be saved with some direction and some support. I even give an alternative, and that is to offer talk therapy every Wednesday. And if it's not good enough and you need more talk, I'll do what I can, just so somebody doesn't take life. Caden, 14 years old. What makes me angry about the information given about the 14-year-old who tragically dies, what makes me annoyed is that the media, I'm reading it in the media, but what I'm reading in the media is how he died. And I think the media, we need to campaign against the media for promoting the method, for that is where I learned it too. If you're going to say there's a tragedy, there's a loss, and someone died of suicide, just please simply say someone died of suicide. If you say how, where, when, you put subliminal messages into people's heads. You have a duty of care in this community. The media has a duty and a responsibility to the readers and everybody that are reading those subliminal messages of where and how to do it. Then the media is responsible also. For if people didn't have the tools of where to go and what to do, they wouldn't do it. Half as quick, half as fast. Caden Cantelo died after being hit. That's all I'm going to say. Struck. So incredibly close to his mum, who left behind her 6 children and husband, Vinny. My condolences to this family. Caden's brother said her death hit him hard, but he always put others first and didn't speak about his emotions. Francis, 17, now says the family will campaign to prevent further tragedies, saying, I want to make it normal for men to talk about their mental health. You know, they're going to do improvements, but it's beside the point. You know, for me, at the end of the day, it's horrible to read. Horrible, absolutely horrible. Can we stop it? We can with education. We can with awareness. You've got to do your part. You've got to do your part. That simple like, when you like someone's post because it's a picture, and if it's important message and it's education and it's to prevent suicide. Why don't you like that and share that? Liking that, though, it's not really a matter of like it. Yeah, that's the acknowledgement that you've seen it, but sharing it means that you care about someone to get the message across. You care about somebody other than yourself to give them a lifeline of help and support and actually awareness and actually real material, real stuff from people that have lived it and survivors of suicide who are begging with you and pleading with you to wake up, smell the coffee and share the awareness. I can't do any more than what I'm doing for the community, which is a lot more than some people that are sitting down. I'm a survivor of suicide. And on more of one occasion did I ever try to do that. Would I ever do it now? No, it's called I would like to prevent it, and I prevent it by open talk. I prevent it in ways where I'm educational. I prevent it where I've provided myself a lifeline to talk about the emotional state of mind when you're up against present situations. We've got the past, that's just added baggage. It's the present situations that we have to get through. When people take their lives, it leaves depression. The cycle continues again. And this is why when people tell me that, especially when they've got children, that they want to end their life, it's the role model your children are looking for. And if that's the role model that they're looking into, then they will look surely like Kaden will take their life or start self-harming in some way where it's hurting themselves. We don't want any more Cadens. We don't want any more Sarahs. We don't want any more Anns. We don't want any more Kerrys. We don't want any more Michelles. We don't want any more Andys. We don't want any more. Shall I go on? The list is so endless with survivors of suicide. We don't want any more people that die. And there are a lot of names out there that die. Those people that die, it's not in vain. Let their death be a testimonial to wake you up. Do your part. Stop. You know what? For me, a simple conversation does not take a degree. What people tend to do is say, oh, I don't know if I can deal with this. Yeah, I'll pass you on to someone else. It's a simple conversation. If you heard that conversation first, stick it out. All they need is an ear. Give them time to talk. Give them hope, encouragement. You know, Caden didn't even have a life. Whatever his mother was going through was simply painful. So painful that she left all those children behind. That's a lot of children to leave behind. That's a lot of added depression put on children. And so the cycle begins, doesn't it? It's these children's generation, the future we've got to save. And we cannot do that by being ignorant to the word mental health, by being ignorant to the word suicide. We need to replace the stigma and stop using the word mental health, because at 14 years old, yes, Caden was depressed. I'm sure he wasn't born with mental health, but a tragedy like losing his mother. And this is what people don't understand. Mental health is not just a word. There's going to be a reason why somebody develops depression. And the reason they develop depression is because they're seeing these things around us. Monkey see, monkey do. How are we going to stop it? How are you going to make the difference? You can't do much from your sofa, but share the awareness. You can't do much, but if somebody comes to you, you can give them a listening ear. I am a survivor of suicide, and I am pleading with you to please wake up. Talk to your families. Know that you are a role model, and if your children or anybody around you are witnessing you with your depression, please learn to talk to them honestly, openly. And if you can't do that, talk to somebody. I know a lot of people don't like the Samaritans because some people will say they don't understand, but you know what? The person behind that line is willing and waiting for you to talk to them. It's an option. It's an opportunity. I know a lot of people don't like these lifelines, but you know what? It's an opportunity, it's an option, it's a chance, it's a choice, and one that hands are open, ears are open, my eyes are open to your pain. Please talk to someone. There are many people actually also on the platform that end up going into the mental health unit. That could have been avoided if you talk, if you structure and try to condition yourself that talking is what you have to do. Showing up, getting up, checking in, you have to do it. Some people have been doing this so long on their own, they're so used to going in and out of the mental health that it can be avoided if you continue to talk rather than do the structure of I'm not well. Talk before you get to the I'm not well. That's the option, replacing those chronic depressions, replacing it. You can only replace it with talk therapy because it's got to come out of your mouth. Losing loved ones is not a joke. Please do your part. Don't insult me because I can see the numbers that go up. When the numbers go up, don't insult the word prevention by not sharing. Please don't do that. This isn't about me. I'm not looking for fame, fortune, money, or anything like that. I am a not-for-profit. That's me. But behind that not-for-profit company, I'm a human being that has had a lived experience. So I'm asking on behalf of many survivors out there that can't find their voices. You don't need to talk. You just need to hit the share button. I have nothing else to say. I'm doing my part. I'm being the change that I want to see in this world. And that is, I want people to wake up, smell the coffee, and know that you're contributing to these people's lives. Listening skills, talking skills. Come on. You know how to be a friend. Even if it's a temporary one. You know how to do it. That's a heavy conversation, so I'm going to breathe my way out of this because I'm really quite sad at Caden's family and Caden leaving Caden, losing Caden. 14. There are 6-year-olds that take their life, you know. How are we going to save the children if we don't do anything as an adult? How are we going to do that? How are we going to do it? I know how I'm trying to do it, and that's to raise awareness. If you haven't watched this, please watch it back, play it back. It's important that those words of prevention is heard. I'm annoyed that he didn't get to hear about us, or they didn't get to hear about us. I'm annoyed because we have saved lives. We've made a difference because we gave time to talk. We gave time because we know what it's like to be in that dark place. Be ashamed of yourself if you can't even share this message of awareness. Be ashamed. And the thing is, I don't want anyone to be ashamed. I want people to be open and honest and hold no shame. Hold no shame. But we have a part to play. And it's almost like, have you got the experience? It's almost like a job description. When you've had a lived experience, it becomes a job description. Because at the end of the day, when people say they're looking for people with experience, you guys on here that have actually attempted things and lived through these things, you guys are experienced. So what are you going to do to show people the way out? The way to a better way of living. You're experienced. Get the word out there, and that's the only way you can prevent this. Get the word out there. Get it out there, and tell the media too. Campaign against the media. Stop putting the methods out there in how somebody committed suicide, because you're not helping. You're adding to it. You are adding to it. Like I said, I was 13 years old. I read how to do these things. I watched it through the media. They are responsible too. Anything on your platforms, if you get any messages in how somebody tried to end their life and it's got how they done it, don't promote it. Not at the front page. They can go in and read whatever you got to read in, but on the front page, don't promote it. If you see it, don't promote it. Stop it. I'm going to breathe my way out of this. So if you've been watching, it is a bit heavy and it has resonated to you. Can we just do 5 breaths, please? In for the nose and out for the mouth. In for the nose and out for the mouth, because it will shift that brain. It will make you relax. So I'm just going to turn this up. I'm going to end with that right there. Please, please, no more children. No more children.